Hello everyone! I am Tacet and welcome to the Gems of War Raids Week 27, Day 3. So today, of course, is the day after the updates. So, of course, we still have everything from that. Not too much until next week as far as actual things that we can partake in. As far as new things that was added, because obviously the two biggest things overall aren't actually even available right now, oddly enough. Actually, several of the biggest things were all related to guilds, so most of those only apply when there's a guild wars and until next week, because of course we cannot actually do the new tasks until next week comes around, and we won't be able to get the new guardians, the 6 new guardians, some of which might end up working pretty well with the new troop that's still in the drop table right now. Don't forget, if you still want to go get the new mythic, it is still available for pretty much one more day. It doesn't have a timer here for whatever reason, but it does expire in 1 day and 5 hours and 46 minutes. So you have 1 day, 5 hours, and 46 minutes until this thing will be a lot harder to obtain. So if you want to still have some Glory Gem Guild or VIP chests to try to get the mythic, then definitely make sure to do so. Otherwise, just hold them for some mythic into the future. But yeah, the two biggest parts we can't really mess around with. The most useful thing that we could probably do in the current state of 4.7, prior to it getting fully updated on the on Monday, is mostly the trophy grind. Now there are trophies pretty much everywhere, as we mentioned earlier, so now we get 1 trophy whenever we do like these daily challenges and dungeons and quest lines. You get 1, 2, or 3 trophies for challenges or explore, depending on how far you go. Particularly in explore, it's pretty relevant, because at 5 you can get 2 trophies, which is easy enough to one-shot, as well as at the end on 12 trophies, which is still, or sorry, the 12 explore ends up giving 3 trophies, which is still the best location pretty much in the entire game now to go and grind, just between everything that I already did, on top of the fact that it's also a great way to get trophies now. It's also going to be way easier to get trophies as of this current state of the game. Normally we barely have any because we barely touch PvP, and now we're at 416 without barely even doing much. I think all that was like a few hours of grinding Explore, and we end up getting that. Explore can do about 180 per hour if you were to do it consistently for the entire hour and focus on it. Probably even get a little bit higher than that, assuming that you're doing the grind onto level 5. If you're doing the level, actually never mind, you can still get it on the other level too. If you do it on 18, or sorry, on 12, wow, why am I saying so many weird numbers? On 12, Explore 12, you could still end up getting it on to 180 per hour, because you can end up getting 1 done every 30 seconds or so. And that averages to about 6 per minute, and that averages to about 180 per hour. Probably a bit less than the 2 method, however, you'd be getting way better loot overall, which is probably the better way to go, or definitely is the better way to go. But however, it's slightly lower on trophies in that regard, but still a really decent amount. But anyways, hello Bill Warhammer, hello Jelly Bean, hello Joyful Dragonfly, hello Haley, hello DeCrail, hello Birdleaf, hello Mobarashi, hello Bill and William, hello hello hi, that's funny, hello Lucian, hello Gustavo, hello Captain, hello Cookie, hey, hello Steve, hello Isabel, hello Super, Scott, and hello everyone else. Welcome. So, first things first, let's go finish out raids. It is a raid stream after all. Oh wait, did we already finish our raids? We are. Well, we'll still do a few battles for fun. But, wow, my guild already got that done. Oh no, the curse of the greens. We got a double purple earlier, but, rip, another green. I really need a major blue. That was our last chance for major blue prior to next week, which is quite unfortunate, because I would ideally want one to go use for the Guardian seal key things. But, oh well, I guess it's not too big a deal. But we'll need them for next week. Ideally, we'd have 6 major blues ready to go, but I believe I currently only have 5. However, we could just use a smaller blue and do it on the legendary to mythic, and just do it that way instead, which would be perfectly fine. However, that would lower our blues down, and we are been running pretty low on blues, and that will almost like zero out our blues. But for now, I think that will be the fine way to go, is just to go and ascend them. Obviously, only using the small blue on the final one. Also, thank you, Bill Warhammer, for the mention in global. I see you there. But anyways, let's go and do some raids. So we're still using the same team. Pretty easy raid week overall, since you could just mang into a one-shot. The raid troop this week is very, very easy since it does, assuming you have it fully ascended, it does a 1-to-1 ratio to whatever their HP is, given that he'll end up hitting more based on bosses, and you can easily do that to the boss. So whatever his HP is on the boss, you'll basically be doing as damage. So after you've torn the armor, he will have a 100% chance to always kill it, which is going to be extremely consistent, since all we have to do is just go feed it a bit of mana, like right here, give him the last little bit of his mana, throw a mang, and there's a 100% chance our follow-up will kill, because it'll do 1-to-1 to whatever his HP is, on top of the additional damage he has off his spell. So that is definitely going to kill. Not a single doubt about that every single time, which is a nice little bit of consistency. Hello, Guy Morin. Glad to catch your stream. Yeah, we do stream every single night at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Oh, with that being said, I will not be streaming tomorrow night at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We will be streaming tomorrow night. But, oops, this is not the one I meant to cast. Whoops. But, the game rewards are on, I believe they're starting at 8:30 tomorrow. And I do want to catch those. I think I only caught it like halfway through last time, or last year around. But I did want to catch it this year. And, that's starting, I believe, at 8:30 last I recall. So we're probably going to do our stream closer to 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, which is 1 hour, earlier than normal, basically. Just so we don't end up running into it. But yeah, we're just doing an hour early stream, basically. We'll just get it done a little bit beforehand. We're still streaming tomorrow night. Just an hour earlier, so that it doesn't run into each other. Let's see. Been a while since you've caught a live stream. Well, glad you could. Yeah, 4.7 patch. Not the biggest patch we've ever had, but still a lot of really good updates in it. Most of them are applicable more so towards guild-related things, and particularly applicable as of next week. So the main things that are pretty relevant with the patch is 27 out of 30 guild wars. No longer do you need to have a full guild in order to properly do guild wars. So if you accidentally are missing someone from your guild, you'll still be able to go and not have any penalty towards it, which is going to be really, really nice. Since if you needed to recruit a person, or someone had to leave for whatever reason, or vacation, given that it's the holiday season and all that, ends up working out quite nicely. Other than that, what's the other thing that's not really available yet? Or that I wanted to go mention real quick. I was just thinking about it and then just completely lost my train of thought. But, there's something related to that I wanted to mention. They made one other Guild War change. Oh yeah, they added 50 gems to first place in Guild Wars. That's what I wanted to mention. So every single time you get first place in Guild Wars now, you now get an entire 50 gems. This is only applicable to first place. However, it will encourage actually making first place a little bit more. It also encourage some weird shenanigans, since it might actually be more viable to deliberately lose and then win in order to get that 50 extra gem, assuming that the bracket below you would also be the same loot as the one above, in which case you might as well just take it and get 50 gems every other week and kind of do it that way, in a way. Not sure how viable that would really be, but it's a little bit of extra reward if nothing else. It comes out to a lot if you look at it across your entire guild. 50 times 30, that comes out to what? 3,000? Did I do the math right? Yeah, 3,000. That comes out to 3,000 gems across your entire guild, which isn't too bad. But yeah, main thing we'll be able to mess with next week is actually being able to go and do the new Gil Tasks, of course. They're still overall slightly nerfed compared to before, but there is quite a few unique loots that weren't available earlier. The main one being, it is going to be way easier to get deeds as of now, as every single 11th task underneath the new task system does have deeds on them, as well as the green tree in its entirety having a bunch of writs, which are a new resource that you use to craft deeds, which obviously you'd want to craft solely into purple deeds in order to go and get all the 4 magic kingdoms that are purple upgraded. And that would be the main priority on that. And you can craft almost about 2 deeds per week or so, is what it comes out to approximately. Because you get around 160 or so from the guild itself, from doing the entirety of the green tree. And then you also end up getting a potential of getting it through tasks. Also, why did I just hit him with Mang again? Whoops. Mistakes are made. That was not the move we need. Hello, Panos. Welcome. Oh, nice. No problem, guy, Morin. You've gained over 1,300 trophies. Wow. That is a lot of trophies. Yeah, it is the quickest trophy rate in the game. It is very, very, very quick. We might need to go over a whole team's video for this next, or for this patch, if this happens. I didn't have time today to cover anything, but we need to soon. Very soon, TM. Should have enough time tomorrow to get a video or two out, though. Luckily, our stream yesterday went over literally everything. Now I just need to make them into concise videos. Also, I am going to need to start slowly pre-recording stuff. I forget if I mentioned it last night, because it might have not have been situated last night. But I will be heading out to see some family and friends this this holiday season. And I'll be gone from the 28th until the 6th is the duration of which I will be gone. So that's about a little over a week. Actually, technically the 27th. Well, the later part of the 27th. Because that Friday stream, or whatever that one day morning stream is before then, I believe was our last time. And then we don't come back till about the 7th then. I'll technically get back later on the 6th, but at that point I'm probably just going to crash. What do I take here? Take the Mang for now. And where's our Uber stack? Get full mana. You just double kill. Easy cleanup. Are we going to have a 500 Pure Faction attempt at Friday? Oh yeah, I'm definitely doing 500 Pure Faction. It's not even going to be an attempt. It's going to be an actual, you know, completion. Also, speaking of that, we do have the ability to go and do low-level factions now. It's not the fix that we've been asking for. However, it's a fix enough that it's functional. So what we can do now is go to City of Thieves, or any kingdom that we want to go do. And you may notice that this is a much lower level. We have ourselves a level 50 here. That's one thing that was added in next patch, is the ability to do low-level factions in a faction that you have already completed out. There's two problems with this. One, it's a 0.5 times multiplier, and two is 500 is still useless. So it's still kind of weird in that it is still more beneficial to camp at 20 for two reasons. One is at level 20 rather than at level 50. And the second reason is because if you camp level 20, it's at 1 times multiplier, not at a 0.5 times multiplier. However, this does technically allow you to go and do completed delves at a lower level range. Not exactly the proper fix we would have wanted, but it works. And we can just go and get all of our mana up, one-shot it, boom, repeat. And yeah, we can go do something like City of Thieves. And the reason I'm doing City of Thieves rather than the other one, even though the other one could theoretically have better loot, is I don't think it has a proper one-shot team like this if we were to run all the way down at that lower level. And I just like having the consistency of this. We also have Cedric in play if it's relevant. Should actually probably check for that. Whenever this delve gets a Cedric, it's actually the best delve in the game for gold rate. However, it's only for the duration of which you have a Cedric from one of the delve rooms. So why am I checking that one? That's the only one we need to check, is the 1.2, or the tier 2 room, because the tier 2 room and the 3 treasure room spots are the only rooms that can end up having the Cedric in it. So they're the only relevant ones to check right there. Yeah, now we end up getting a lot more gold per battle. Our normal cap is 100 gold. We'll end up increasing all the way to 500 now. And with that cap increase, we'll get a lot more gold every single time we use Leprechaun. Leprechaun, of course, isn't maxing out our gold, but it's still a okay amount. Like right here, should give us 100. And that gets increased by our other bonuses too, so that 100 is actually closer to a few hundred due to the other gold bonus. And overall, not going to be that bad at all. So we'll take that, grab our other thing, get our kill. And also for farming class XP. Of course, there are quicker classes to be using than Slayer in this particular instance. However, we're using Slayer just in order to get it some free XP. And now we'll be able to do that. Also, another thing that they ended up adding this patch is they ended up making it so whenever we go and complete out a delve, it actually gives us 30 seals. However, we already have reached the cap, but assuming we haven't reached the cap, it would give us 30 seals. They also increased the cap from 1,500 to 2,000, which is pretty cool. Nice bit of increase. That's basically the equivalent of 25 free gem keys per week, assuming you already do that far. And it doesn't require that much more playing. And I feel like a good majority of players would have already been able to reach that. And if not, it's definitely manageable to be able to reach that. A few hours of playing the game can actually reach it if you focus down things that give higher rates of seals. One of the highest actually these days is doing low level delves, because not only do you get, I believe, 4 seals per battle that you do, you also end up getting, on top of that, oh gosh, I had enough durability to survive that. But on top of getting 4 seals per battle, you get 30 seals per delve. And a combination that is one of the slightly higher rates that you can end up getting. The other highest, I believe, is just spam explore at low level, which will just give you the standard win. Also, getting up to 1.9k in PvP is also pretty quick, because I believe you get like 20 or so every single time you gain a ranking. And with how they changed the point system, getting 2 wins off a 3 trophy will basically increase your ranking, which will get you seals pretty quick up to that point. Why would they nerf PvP gold after adding all these other tasks? Did they nerf gold? I have not seen anything mentioning that they have nerfed gold. Sometimes the way that matchmaking and gold numbers can unintentionally be tweaked whenever there's a patch, because it changes up how the matchmaking works every single time. But it should be back to normal in like a week or 2, I would assume. It just patches can sometimes mess it up slightly. But I don't think they tweaked it directly in any way. It might just seem like they tweaked it just because the way that PvP works, it checks a lot of things within the game, and those things change whenever an update ends up occurring. It also changes whenever a Monday event ends up occurring, though not as much as when an update occurs. And that reason might have been what ended up changing it without them actually changing it. Because last I recall, there was no change to PvP this update, not a single thing. Other than the fact that you have that bait gnome that you can use there now, but it costs $20 to get it. Also, the shop wasn't even working earlier. Does that even work now? Let me go double check. I didn't even bother checking today, because obviously I personally have no intention in buying it, but some people might. But who knows? Maybe I will and go and give it as an incentive. I feel like the biggest purpose to actually buying it is to give it incentive to your guild to go donate more gold or to farm more. For example, wait, where is it? Okay, over here. Let's see. Did they fix it? So I could explain it a bit better. Nope, they still haven't fixed it. Gosh. I guess that's not being fixed till Monday? Not sure why that isn't fixed yet. I wonder if it mentioned it on the forum. I didn't actually double check. But, yeah, that's a problem. These have not been changed, even though the update says it has, and even the icons have been changed. However, the actual purchase itself has not been changed. Weird. Anyways, claim this. And that's the point in which we'd get 30 seals as well, assuming we still needed seals. And of course, that just happens on your page. Tacet is normally out of the loop nowadays. On what? I don't keep up with the forum as much as I used to in the past. Can we hit 60 likes? I highly doubt it. But we could try. Let's see. Tacet is like the gobtra full of loops. Let's see. You just want a ranked PvP match and still over 6k with a key team. Doesn't seem nerfed. No, it shouldn't be. They didn't directly tweak anything with PvP. If it was tweaked, it was done unintentionally. They fixed the casual gold PvP exploit, but instead nerf others instead. Well, there were bug fixes. I don't normally keep up with bugs for this game. That is one thing that I don't. Like, I know of several, but like the really big exploit bugs, I don't tend to really keep up with much. Just because they're really quick to ban for stuff like that, so I barely even bother trying to find them these days. I used to do a lot more in the past. There used to be a lot of really easy ways to exploit resources. I don't personally do anything like that these days, though. And it is bannable. Well, most instances are bannable. Some instances aren't. But a good majority of them are. And we do not need this account getting banned. You didn't get the latest mythic, and you were counting on using the guild seals this week to try to get them. Yet you mentioned to not use them. Can you elaborate why not? Well, you could use guild seals if you wanted to. Though do keep in mind that next week, starting next week, the 6 new guild guardians will be within the drop table. And you might end up wanting to use some of them as they are pretty decent. Like, they're very situational into where you would end up using them, or when, but they're not bad. And they're definitely troops that you would want to consider getting upgraded, especially since they're going to be hogging up half the drop table. And prior to that, they'll basically be making them worse than gem keys. However, once you finally get all the copies of them, your keys will revert back to being like gem keys. But yeah, if you really want the mythic and you still want to go and try attempting some seal keys on it, it would be fine. However, do be mindful that if you do go and try to get the mythic with your seal keys this week, you won't be able to go and get the guardians as quickly next week once the guardians are in the drop table. It was a little bit unfortunate that they weren't added immediately, but unfortunately they were not. Yeah, casual PvP is really, really quick battles normally. Especially since you can repick spam for what is essentially free since it's only 50 gold. So you can end up just going and setting up a quick kill team, find something that's very weak and just keep killing it. Yeah, there's always a lot of weird exploits for casual PvP. Even currently in this game, I know that there something that almost guarantee wasn't nerfed this patch is the opponent, the way that matchmaking ends up working. So there's a way, I'm not sure exactly how to do it, but there's a way to basically manipulate it so you only end up getting easier opponents, which makes it so you don't have to constantly keep clicking the repick button as much. I know a few methods where it's like leaving your guild, coming back in, and a few other things. There's like a lot of really weird ways of doing it, which I'm not fully aware of. Not sure how many people are utilizing that method still. Salty just posted on what? Let me double check. What did the Salty post related to what? I see her post from earlier on the thing. What did she just post? Where is the post of what you mentioned? I don't see any new posts. Did she post it on one of the posts that already existed? Actually, let me go find a dev tracker. That'd probably be the easiest way. Dev tracker. Let's see. 44 minutes ago. Oh yeah, this was the only one that she posted all day. Oh, let's see. You apologize for the text regarding the casual PvP gold not going out with the initial patch notes. This was in no way intentional, and we are looking at our processes to make sure things like this don't happen in the future. You want to clarify that the beta testers weren't aware of this fix, as we only put it into the patch shortly before it released. As such, it wasn't live for them. Okay, that would explain why I have no clue about it. When they were let onto one of the testing servers. We have more than one. The beta testers have in no way deceived you, and they are community volunteers who do their best to catch bugs and offer us feedback on our future updates. When I have more to say regarding the changes, I will let you know. So what did they change? Apparently they did it last minute, which would explain why we didn't see it. But yeah, what did they change about it? Okay, never mind. Yeah, she just posted that literally 42 minutes ago, which is why I didn't catch it. That's very recent. It was like literally right before we started the stream. What do we take here? Grab that. Get her the hit. Excuse me, Tacet the Deceiver. I know, right? I totally deceived everyone with the info that I had no way of possibly knowing. Should you get all kingdoms to level 10 or get magic kingdoms to 15 first? All kingdoms to level 10. And the main reason for that is it's going to be way easier. Because you're going to be locked out by deeds anyways. But yeah, definitely do all 10. But do prioritize trying to get some of the magics up. However, as you'll see as you start accumulating more deeds, that did take quite a while to accumulate. So you'll easily be able to go and get all the... you'll be able to get all the kingdoms to 10 way before you'll be able to get the magic kingdoms to 15. Just because of how deeds are distributed. And even though they added more deeds this patch, they're still distributed at a rather slow rate relative to the rate at which you can accumulate gold. Because theoretically, you could accumulate millions of gold per day, whereas the deed per day is most days 0, because you wouldn't really ever get that many. Unless you get one off at Adventure Board, or if you get one through your Gil Tasks, which can give about 7.6 of them per week through Gil Tasks. And the amount that we get through Adventure Board is 100% random. Could get 0 deeds a week, could get like 30, 40 deeds a week. Oh wait, do we have deeds of magic? Hold up. I didn't even check the Adventure Board yet today. We do. Ooh, that's nice. How close are we on getting a Magic Kingdom? Silverglade, how close are you? That's not what I'm looking for. Silverglade, how close are you? It's gonna be 14. Not all the way there yet, but it's close. It's very close. We get like what, 4, 6? I think it's actually I forget. I think it's 6 actually. No, it's 4. Never mind. I was right the first time. But still, that's enough to go get an upgrade on it. Let's go do that right now, actually. Can't not go for it. Okay, we'll go for that for now. Get our other split. And then we can go upgrade the kingdom to 14. Which will also bring the kingdom bonus to 50%. That it applies to. Actually, I forget which one Silverglade Kingdom even is. Wasn't it Silver Necropolis? Pretty sure it's Silver Necropolis. Or Necropolis, however you say it. Also, we have tribute. I need to go grab that. The almighty tribute of golds and many other resources. I like how they have the full breakdown, even though I like never check it. It used to be really hard to tell prior. Now it's really easy to see how much you're getting from every single one of them. This has been for several patches, obviously. This isn't new, but it was new at one point. Yeah, tribute's really, really decent value. Like, let's just break down real quick the overall gem value of this. So that's a 0.25 of a gem. Actually, let's just convert our gold keys, and then we can kind of figure that out. So 26 gold keys are 300 gold each. So that comes out to, what is that? 7,800. You combine that with that, let's just say half a gem. So we have half a gem there. This is about 1 gem per 20. So let's just round that up then, since we'll just count that in it. So that's 12 of them then. So it's about 12.5 then, is what it ends up coming out to. 12.5 gems. And then we have the 13. So we have approximately 25.5 gems worth of resources here. And the souls have no gem value, but, you know, souls are souls. They just go towards a bunch of things. But that's not too bad at all for a single tribute. Of course, this is late game kind of tributes, though. We have as pretty much as high as you could possibly have as far as tributes concerned. Though you can get a pretty substantial amount by getting every single kingdom to 8 stars. Once you have every single kingdom at 8 stars, and level 10 plus 8 stars, they tend to be at not exactly max tribute, like not as far as we are, but it gives you a good majority of your value at that point. Because at that point you have nearly every bonus. Actually, did I say 8 stars? It might actually be 9 stars. I think they tweaked it a little while back. But still, it's a pretty low level. Let's see, was there 8? Yes, never mind, 9 stars. But at 9 stars on every single kingdom, you have pretty much a good majority of your loot. Because beyond 9 stars, the amount of return that you get for upgrading your kingdom is a lot lower. Here it moves by a 1x multiplier every single time, when you get to go through the first power levels and then go through the next ones up to 9, where it goes another one. So that's a 3 times right there. And it starts moving by a 0.25. So you would have to end up moving all the way from 11 to 19 in order to have the value that moving from 4 to 9 would have. So basically by 9 you have a good on every single kingdom. You have a good majority of your tribute value. And everything beyond that's just an ever so slight extra for the extremely late game people. But yeah, level 9 All Kingdom, or 9 star All Kingdom, I should say. Pretty much max loot, so that's pretty cool. Of course, it's been like that for a while now, though. It's been like a year when it's been like that. Generally, at that point, you might as well just go to 10. However, you might be locked out by not having the mythic. Oops, I am doing a wrong team for this. I guess it works. Normally, you would want to switch to a stronger team, though. Let's see. Also, what's all the talk about gyros coming from? Hello, Goober. Welcome. Also, hello, RapPF, if I didn't already say hi. Also, I feel like I forgot to say hi to, like, 2 other people. Hello, Wow. Hello, James. Hello, Asdif. Let's see. You're assuming if someone is farming Class XP that they already are Tier 1 PvP ranked? Well, there's a few different ways that you can farm Class XP. You can do it in Explorer, you can do it in Casual PvP, you can do it in the daily challenges. Theoretically, you can even do it in normal daily delves now, even if you've gone forward, since you can now do it at a lower level. They're not optimal, but there's still a way of doing it. Should you get all kingdoms to level... Oh, I already answered that earlier. Okay, I think we're caught up. And if not, feel free to leave it in chat again, and we'll get around to it. If anyone still has any other questions or anything you want me to go over. Have you found a good gyro shop in Myrtle Beach? I have not. Though I haven't really been looking. Main things I need to go do before my trip is set up everything from Amazon that I just ended up getting. And then we'll start using it next year, hopefully. Or maybe a little bit before I go, but I want to have it set up by early next year. Or, you know, have it ready to go. And do everything with that we'll need to go do. Which will also mean we'll have alerts working again, which will be nice. And, I don't know, people have been requesting I add Super Chat. Maybe we'll just finally bite the bullet and just do Super Chat. We might. We'll see. And other than that, what's the other main thing I need to get done before that? Oh yeah, duh, we need to go pre-record some stuff. Otherwise, we're going to have no videos up that entire time. But I might be able to record some there, but the audio won't be as good, so I want to get as much of it done prior. The gyro has been answered. Stop making me hungry, because I am hungry right now. I had lunch, but not dinner yet. I was just planning on doing it after the stream. But now that you guys are talking about food... let's see, I'll grab that over. Easy kill. Everyone's hungry. Pretty much. I know it's such a generic thing to say, but I really need to go lose weight after the holidays. Like, every single holiday that goes by, I, like, gain 5 pounds permanently, it feels like. Because I still haven't lost the Thanksgiving weight. I know I'm going to be probably eating a decent amount for New Year's or so. Anyways, let me go use those purple deeds now. So we did just get 4 purple deeds. Put that into here, and boom. Now we just need, how many more? 10 more. 10 more purple deeds. That should only take us about 2 weeks. Because we'll likely get 1 purple task within 2 weeks. And every single week through guild, we'll be able to go and get 2.6 purple deeds per week. So even if we got literally nothing from Adventure Board, we'd be able to craft that within a month to finish out our first Magic Kingdom. So that'll be cool. And then we'll probably work on to one of the other 3, obviously. And go from there. Okay. Do we still need Rowan for anything? I don't believe so. So let me switch back to Pure Magic. And then head over to Keys. Also, we still need to go do the pet. Oh, where's Key Team? Key Team! It's late for another chicken schnitzel pronunciation session. What? Chicken schnitzel? I'm pretty sure I'm saying schnitzel. Oh no. I got it right the first time. It's schnitzel. Right? I think so. Anyways. Pretty sure that's right. Is that wrong? Am I saying that like drastically wrong? I feel like it's correct. Yeah, Hawaiian pizza is amazing. I did get pineapple pizza the other week, actually. I don't know how anyone can hate pineapple on pizza. I was looking at my flight too. This is going to be the first flight I ever have that's going to be a connecting flight. And hopefully I don't miss the connecting flight. Because that would be really, really bad. Because it'd be the first time ever I'm stuck somewheres where I have like no one there to go to. Because I'd be stuck in Washington, D.C. Because that's where my connecting flight is. Actually, one of my connecting flights in a different location as well. But there's like, one of them has a double connecting too. Luckily, it's the second one and not the first one. So the first one, I'll get to learn how to do it. And then the second one hopefully won't be as bad. Though the only biggest issue with the second connecting flight for the way back, and if you're wondering why we won't be around, no, just kidding. But the way back connecting flight has like a double one, and I didn't realize that as I booked it. But there's only like a 30-minute interval between the two flights. It is through the same airline, so I think to some degree they kind of have to make sure there's enough time to be able to go and switch between the two. But I'm hoping it's not a very long walk, because I was looking up the airport, and they seem to have like two sections, and where those flights could be. And one of them you have to like take a bus thing over. And there might not be enough time if it's like a 30-minute transition to get over from one to the other. So hopefully it's like right next to it. Otherwise, that might be problematic. We'll see how it goes though. Anyways, so there's there. Next, let's go do the pet out, and then we can go mess with probably dungeons. Or not dungeons. Probably explore, I mean. And just go mess with that. Also, what am I doing? I don't want to change my banner. I want to change the class. We want to get off of Diabolist, and of course get Slayer going, so we can actually start using this thing eventually. And also because it's our lowest leveled hero class. Gotta go get these really low ones up to... Why did I click Shaman? Gotta get these really low ones up to at least 70, if nothing else. Because that's a good majority of the upgrades we'll ever need for the kingdoms. Though you do eventually need to get every single hero class in the entire game to level 20. I believe it was either 19 star or 20 star requires you to have a level 100 hero class. And of course there are requirements prior to that. But by the time we reach around 19 or 20 stars, which is still a while away, we won't see our first 20 star or 19 star for at least half a year, if not a year. But once that does start happening, it does technically require level 100 hero classes for the first time ever actually being required for something. Which isn't as bad as some requirements, because at least you can easily farm it out. Unlike some things where you can kind of just be locked behind it and not have any way to immediately focus it. Fish pizza. I've never cared for fish pizza. Fish pizza. Really, any kind of meat on a pizza, with a very select few, would I really say tastes decent on a pizza. Oddly enough, I tend to stick more to vegetables for the most part. Fruits and vegetables on pizzas. Like veggie pizzas or broccoli pizzas or like the white pizzas or pineapple pizzas, stuff like that. Or wine. That does have ham, but it's a form of ham that's normally fine in synergy with a pizza. Like, chicken pizzas can be really hit or miss. And bacon pizzas are just, eh. I'm not too huge a fan of bacon. I still have it on occasion, though. You used to work at Domino's and Pizza Hut? This seems like a interesting place to work. Feels like it'd be very hectic. Oh, I'll grab that for now. I used to work at a pizza shop way back. At the end of the day, we got to make pizza for ourselves. With whatever is left. It's mostly anchovies, peppers, and cheese. Oh gosh. But yeah, I can't let this food spoil. Might as well put it to some use. I feel like restaurants are the biggest offenders of throwing away good food. Probably even more so than grocery stores. You used to manage a Pizza Hut? You still love it? Nice. Yeah, Pizza Hut tends to be the main place I would get pizzas from, unless it's a non-chain restaurant. But as far as chain restaurants are concerned, Pizza Hut's pretty much where I normally get the pizza. There's a pretty nice local place by me, though, that has New York style, New Jersey kind of style pizza. It's not the best kind of pizza in that regard that I've had, but it's more towards what I'm used to eating, and it's still really decent compared to what's available around. It's definitely pretty good compared to actual New York and New Jersey pizza. It's just a little bit average though. Did I hear you say you were in South Carolina? I'm in Myrtle Beach. Pretty much the main vacation location of South Carolina. And Columbus, mostly because it's the capital. It's also because both of them have airports. Pizza Hut during buffet hours is scary. I never really cared for any kind of pizza place that had like a buffet style for pizza, because the dough's normally towards the rawer side. Yeah, there's a lot of food wasted through places that actually sell food or prepare food in any way. Americans throw away 40% of their food annually. I'm pretty sure that stat is correct. That sounds about right. And does it go enough? No, it does not. Please do that and get the last little hit. Yeah, the way food is currently distributed seems rather weird, because how it's done through capitalism. Like, everyone needs to try to make like money off it. But I don't know. There's be so many different ways that you could do it more efficiently. But because there's things like restaurants, which make up a lot of the economy, and places to actually buy food, which also make up a lot of the economy, all the, like, these middlemen kind of people, it ends up jacking up the price and also makes it so it's a lot more wasteful, so you end up wasting a lot more food. Who knows? Maybe millennials will eventually at least take out restaurants out of business. Because the restaurant industry in general has already been plummeting some, just because millennials tend to not eat out as much since they tend to prepare more food at home. Which I'm a bit mixed in that. Like, I do occasionally, but probably not as much as some other millennials. But I do like making salads. Like, I can live off of salads. Salads and eggs. Because I'm used to already eating a lot of eggs due to having chickens in the past. But I can pretty much make that my entire diet, nearly. And those are really quick things to prep. Let's put our fate into millennials. We're doomed. I don't know. From my experience, the biggest issue with millennials, including an issue with myself, is most millennials are pretty lazy. And I can attest to that I am ultra lazy. And I know quite a few of my friends are too. I'm not saying that we aren't hardworking. There's a difference between lazy and hardworking. You can be both lazy and hardworking simultaneously. But millennials are definitely towards the lazier side. You're Gen X, so you knew that long ago. Nice. Let's see. We'll grab that for now. Get other brown. Scorpius Toys. Oh, I should think of that other brown too. It's hard work to be lazy. Being lazy is very tiring. Honestly, I feel like the reason why millennials are lazier overall, or at least have that impression or seem like they are, is mostly because of depression being higher among millennials. Because depression just naturally will cause laziness. Not in that you're actually like trying to be lazy, just a byproduct of it. And because depression is higher, laziness is higher. Oh, what do we need here? Get the other thing. And then we just go into mountain and then get Scorpius to Scorpius. Rewatch Friends give me anxiety. A New York waitress could go out to fancy restaurants. Now you're lucky if you can afford a flat. Yeah, I highly, highly doubt that. I know a lot of people in New Jersey, or used to, I should say. I don't really know many of them now. But people in New Jersey that used to, whenever I went to college, I used to bus to college with public transportation. And I used to just have a pass for it every single month. That was actually slightly cheaper due to being in college, which was nice, which I used to go get groceries and go to college and all that. Basically all my local transportation needs. It was just like a flat 80 or so per month or so. But anyways, and I would have like infinite travel on those buses. But anyways, long story short, a lot of people used to actually live in New Jersey because it was cheaper to live in New Jersey and just work in New York. So they would go and take the bus. It cost like them dozens of dollars a day to go do it. However, even though it would cost them hundreds of dollars per month to go and do travel from New Jersey to New York, it made it so they didn't need to pay for a car, and it also allowed them to pay lower prices for everything in New Jersey while still being able to work and make money from New York. So it ended up working out really well for them. But yeah, New York is extremely expensive. So is New Jersey, but compared to New York, New Jersey seems like nothing. It's also due to having an easier life. No wars, no hunger, no problems like that. Made us try less and be more lazy. True. Well, we are still in many perpetual wars right now. It's just they're rather tame wars. They're not like a World War II level war. They're more like very small side wars that seem to never end. But it's not like we've had like a draft or anything like that. Also, I definitely would not go to a draft, even if I got drafted. We need equality. Females need to get drafted too. Honestly, with how the generation is now, I wonder if we had, theoretically, if we had a draft tomorrow, because a war just like started for whatever reason, and they only drafted males, I wonder how many males would say they are female just to not get drafted. If they don't end up adding females to it too. The number of people who would identify as female would tick upwards by a very large amount. Which would be really, really funny. What do we take here? Let's go for Scorpius. And then we just need our mountain, and then we get our final kill. Easy as that. Okay, what's our chest? Oh, never mind. We're not at the chest yet. Gotta get our chest. Yeah, some countries have it, so it's an obligation that you have to do it. I did do, what is it called? NJROTC in high school? What is that called? I believe that's what it's called. I forget what the initials stand for. NJROTC? Am I saying the right thing? I think some of you in America would know what I'm trying to say right now. It's basically like a kind of pre-military thing, kind of. Like you learn some of the things that you would, but just in a lot tamer of an environment, just during high school. I ended up doing that for 2 years in high school. I obviously had no intention on going to the military or anything like that, though. But it counted as a gym class, so I figured it was better than taking gym. Because you don't really do much during gym, quite ironically. So I thought that doing NJROTC would be the better route for it. Because my high school had mandatory gym credits, but NJROTC counted as gym credits. Oh, it's JROTC. Oh, yeah, I'm adding the N because I'm just so used to saying NJ because of New Jersey. But yeah, JROTC. Or JROT. Yeah, JRO. Gosh, I can't even say that. JROTC. I forget what that stands for. Junior Reserve Officer Training Corps. Yes, that. There you go. I didn't take it the reason I took it for 2 years and not 4 years was mostly because my first 2 years I was at my base high school, which had it, and my other 2 years I was at the Academy for Art, Science, and Technology, where I ended up taking digital media classes, as well as just higher ed classes in general. And it was a much better environment because it was basically just the it was a lot different environment than you would normally go to in one of the other schools. It's because there was actually higher grade requirements and everything in order to actually get into the school. Like, it wasn't like a private school, but it was a public school that had like a requirement to get in, essentially. What can we grab here? Get that going. Hello, Starlight! Glad you could join us. Welcome. What do we take here? Take the other one over. Get our other double tap. And it was mountain everything. Please give us 1,000 glory. Yeah, that's what we want. It's worth like 50 gems. It's basically the equivalent of 50 gem keys. Or sorry, not 50 gem keys, my bad. 10 gem keys. Wait, no, not 10 gem keys. Gosh, I'll get it right eventually. It's the equivalent of 5 gem keys, which is worth about 45 to 50 gems, depending on how you break it down. It's actually the best gnome drop in the entire game, as many of you probably already know. I feel like I mention that almost every time I get a 1,000 glory drop. That's relevant, because other than a vault key, no gnome has a better drop than that 1,000 glory off a glory gnome. Is Bill still trying to get the last of that honor? I'm really surprised Bill hasn't gotten maxed yet. How close are you? You should be like 1 or 2 away. Are you in global chat right now? I am really surprised you haven't gotten it yet. You've been trying for a while, it seems like. I don't see you in global right now, though. Unless you changed your name to something that wasn't Bill. But I'm pretty. I just saw your chat earlier. It did say Bill something. Do we have an expected date for next Gnome weekend? Yes, we have the exact date, actually. I don't know it offhand. 1 second. The next Gnome event. Actually, I believe I'll be gone for the next Gnome event, unfortunately. That or it's happening right before, which hopefully will be the case. Though, it might even be better if I miss a Gnome event. From a resource perspective, it's not good. But from a me covering content for the channel perspective, it will be good. Because there's nothing I need to cover during a Gnome event. Because there's nothing to cover. Let's see. It's just a bunch of grinding. Weekly event weeks. When is next Vault event? Next Vault event is on the... Yep, I'll be gone. Actually, that's literally the weekend I'm leaving. It is on the 29th? Why is it on a Sunday? That means it likely starts that Friday. I'm not sure why it's showing it as starting on Sunday. Oh, sorry, I'm reading the wrong one. Never mind. Yeah, the 27th. My bad. I was reading the end date. Duh. That's why. But 27th. So yeah, that's the day I'm pretty much leaving. I'll be there. I'll be streaming that morning. But I won't be around for the rest of that weekend. So I guess if we want to get any grind in, we'll have to do it right then and there. But yeah, I'm leaving pretty much that night, like right in the middle of the night. It's a really, really weird time. So I won't be able to do the nightly stream, obviously. But I'll still be able to do the Friday morning stream on the 27th. But yeah, the 27th is the next Vault event. Let's see, what things am I missing while I'm here? So while I'm gone, we'll be missing a Tower of Doom, which is somewhat problematic because you actually do have to do a little bit of Tower of Doom. Raid and invasions, you don't have to go as far, especially raids. But Tower of Doom, you kind of do. Other than that, what else do I end up missing? I miss up to the 6th, so I do miss... No, I get back as soon as raids start. Let's see. We get a new hero class during that time that I might not be able to mention immediately. We're getting the Silverglade hero class at that point, which would also mean we get an extra magic off of Silverglade, because I'm pretty sure Silverglade can reach 10 stars as soon as it gets that class. And it is a magic kingdom after all, so that's pretty relevant in that regard. That's also going to make the mythic from that kingdom a bit more relevant as well, since it's eventually going to be required for a magic very soon, as of January 3rd. Yeah, so it looks like I'm just missing Tower of Doom and a class event. So that's not too bad, because Tower of Doom we don't really need to go over anything new. But I'll still probably do a Monday video and get that out. And the class I would have to go over. However, we could just do that when I get back, because I won't be able to have it farmed or anything at that point. I forget if the Silverglade class was even going to be good or not. Let me go double check. But yeah, to answer your question, the 27th is the next Vault event. So pretty much right after Christmas. What am I looking for? I am looking for... That's not it. No, troops. I want to go to class. How viable is this new class? Oh yeah, this was that really big purple one. Okay, I might actually need to go do that slightly. But I don't think you need it too far leveled. Most of its benefit would be achieved as soon as you reach Arcane, or the mana source, which I believe you get at level 20. So yeah, you could just do that manually and just get 250 wins on it, and then you'll end up getting level 20 by doing that, and you'll end up getting the weapon. So yeah, we won't have to buy into that, luckily. That's good. Okay. So we won't have to waste gems or anything. Because that hero class, while it isn't maxed at level 20, it gains a good majority of its benefit by level 20. And you would also gain the weapon soon after. Assuming you were getting 1 EXP at a time rather than 2 EXP at a time. Kafka's in Global. Ask her what's for lunch. What's she eating? Here you go, Bill Warhammer. You always ask for it. Have a high five. I'm really surprised you haven't gotten it maxed yet, though. How close are you? View profile. Yeah, you're almost there. Actually, I forget. Do you get it immediately once the 3rd one fills, or do you have to do another thing after it fills? I actually completely forget. You'll get it eventually. You're so close. So very, very close. Speaking of that, I haven't even been looking at what tokens we've been getting. I assume we've gotten 0 initias. Let's see. How many have we gotten? 0? 0. That would explain why I didn't notice anything good, because nothing good happened. Okay, I'll grab that for now. Get our mountain going. Also, tomorrow I'm probably going to test a new webcam and get that working. Still quite a few pieces of new technology I need to go set up. But I think we'll take it one at a time, and webcam will be the next one that we go and test. Mostly because it'll finally even out our lighting situation. Or at least, ideally, it'll end up evening out our lighting situation. Hopefully it doesn't mess up the green screen at all. Hopefully it has a faded enough light that it's not going to mess it up too much. Because anything too bright can kind of mess it up. It shouldn't be too big of a difference. But if nothing else, it saved me from having to get a ring light. Since the webcam already has it in it. And also, if nothing else, we now have a spare webcam. So if we ever need a double webcam, something for whatever reason, we have a spare one. I can't think of any immediate reason why I would need to have a second one. However, you never know. If the situation ever pops up, we have one now. Which one to Nisha farm with Urskea's shield? Definitely a place that does not have submerge at all. The only two things you'd have to worry about is no submerge. Ideally no summon, but the main two is no submerge and no spell reduction. Or the two biggest that you'd want to avoid. Oh, actually three things. No submerge, no spell reduction, and none of those revives, where they have like a 25% revive, or 50% revive, or 100% revive. All those you'd want to avoid. As long as you find a kingdom that has all those conditions, you'll be fine. Urskeia is one of those locations. What the full list is, I do not know off the top of my head. But the kingdom would have to have no spell reduction, no submerge, and no revive on death. The no revive on death thing is applicable to pretty much any team, because any team will be slowed down by a revive on death. There's not a single one in existence that wouldn't be. In the past, Ubistet used to not be slowed down by death. However, they changed the ability so that the glitch was removed. But he actually had a glitch, which was a really nice feature at the time, making him the only troop in the entire game with a really viable way to instant kill things if they end up summoning. Because before, he used to auto-kill anything at the location of where he already got a kill. So if he ended up getting a kill over top of a location, his instant kills would also apply to that location. So basically, the normal damage would do its thing, and then the instant kill would also then do its thing. And if a new troop was replaced into that location, the instant kill would then go take out the new troop that was added there. Basically meaning that you could counter things that had a summon on death. However, other than stunning, there isn't really a proper way of doing that. Stun and skull spam are the only real ways of bypassing that. That or a skull spam that also does damage initially. So like, for example, a Sakima that does a decent amount of damage on its initial hit, which is also an event key right now. I don't use her too much because she doesn't have much synergy currently, but conceptually she's good. But she can do a targeted hit, kill something else, and then go skull spam. And if that's something that has a summon on it, you can kind of bypass it that way. Though from an explore sense, that's not really ever worth going out of your way to do. Also, I just realized I haven't handed out a code yet, have I? And I think the reason why is I didn't bother putting it into my thing. So let me go and do that right now. Hopefully I have these marked. I believe I caught up all the markings. This should be the right code. And if not, I need to go catch that up because we are not caught up on markings. Okay, it is. Never mind. I thought it did, and we did. Good. Let me go put that in there. Boom, boom, boom. Copy, copy, copy. Paste, paste, paste. Here you guys go. There is the redeem code used on gemsofwar.com for the game code section. Enjoy, everyone. Which also reminds me, I need to do something with that bottom area down there. It's still kind of there doing nothing. It's not doing, like, nothing, but, well, some amount of the notifications are going to be down there. Just so it doesn't get in the way of the screen. Not sure what we'll do with the rest of the space. I was thinking, like, a code section. That we just pop up whenever we actually have a code. Because right now we have the pop-up soon TM. But, I don't know. We could do a bunch of stuff like that. The only problem is we need to make sure they never overlap. or if they do overlap in a way that would make it so only one is active at a time. With the Rowan team, No Merlantis, Blackhawk, White Helm, Zejin, Mergrim Woods, Pansville. You'd also want to avoid Groshnok. Let's see, what are the full list of things you'd also want to avoid? Groshnok, Adana, and Dragon's Claw. You'd also want to avoid those few if you're using the Rowan team. Because Adana has spell reduction, Dragon's Claw has revive at a high rate, and Groshnok has 100% revive rate. Groshnok is theoretically the worst kingdom to ever do in the entire game from an Explorer standpoint, due to the fact that Drake Rider exists. Because there are very few quick kill teams that run stun. Like, basically none of them do, essentially, unless you're going out of your way to put it onto your team, which would make your team slower. But yeah, just as a reminder, everyone, don't forget, we will be streaming a little bit earlier tomorrow. We will be starting our stream around 6:30 or 7 or so, because I want to be off by 8. And that's mostly because of the game rewards, which I'm pretty sure some of you might be watching. But I will be too, so we'll go and catch that. And I want the stream to be done by then, of course, just so we don't cut into it. But I believe it was at 8:30. I need to go double check the time. I'll try to have it up a little bit beforehand, the stream time that we're probably doing. It's most likely going to be 6:30 or 7, though. It's when we'll do our stream. Just a little bit earlier than normal. Like an hour or so earlier than normal. Yeah, Nintendo normally reveals something at the Game Awards. And other companies tend to, too. I don't think they'll have more for Breath of the Wild 2 yet. Which does remind me, I still need to play Breath of the Wild 1. I have so many games I still need to go play. Same as Warcraft 3 Reforged. So many games, so little time. Especially with the holidays fast approaching. What is the best time to grind on Vault weekends? What do you mean the best time? Or the best thing to grind? Okay, that makes more sense. The best thing to grind on Vault weekends is either low-level one-shot Explore, exactly what we're doing right now, or casual PvP with constant repicks. Those tend to be the best 3 locations to farm during Gnome events in the current state of the game. Personally, I'd probably be doing this. However, we might go do that really quick trophy farm method that we were doing earlier, as that's also tied at the quickest way of getting gnomes. Yeah, I'll go do that real quick just for a run. We showed it yesterday. I don't think I showed it a single time this stream, though. But there's a team that has the highest rate of trophies that has ever existed within this game. And that is using a one-shot troop to one-shot quick kill level 5 Explore. And the reason for specifically level 5 is level 5 has 2 trophies rather than 1 trophy. It is the lowest level that has a 2 trophy gain. And that is relevant because you can do that to basically double the amount of trophies that you would get from quick killing. And we could do something like this. Go to difficulty 5, fight. Set this to anything that can one-shot. Unfortunately, to my understanding, Suna might be the only troop in the game that can actually do that. If anyone knows of anything else, do let me know. But from what I am aware of, there is no other troop in the game that can. Is this the right one? Yeah, this is the right one. So we're currently doing Phoenicia, Withering Staff for anything with split damage, Leprechaun, and Mirage Queen. Mirage Queen is to give half mana to her. The whole premise of using her is we need to have a hero class that has Red Storm set. Any of them that has Red Storm will do. And what we're basically going to be doing is she does double the amount of damage whenever there is a Red Storm in play. And with that Red Storm, she'll be able to go and not only accumulate more of her mana, but we'll also be able to go and trigger the double damage, which will allow us to get a damage threshold high enough to actually kill. Also, we are set to magic, right? If so, I've actually been running the previous one incorrectly. But if we are, then that means this will work correctly then. Yeah, just one shots. Same as any standard quick kill option. Okay, we are on pure magic. Whoops, the entire time I've been running Explore wrong. You should be running 20% with 16 durability when running the other Scorpius team we were just doing. But oh well. If nothing else, magic makes it a little bit easier if we find a gnome. As you can see, it is simply one shots. And as you can also see, we get 2 trophies per battle, which is pretty convenient. Yeah, I know. Drock was very helpful with that. Like, I knew that we'd need to run this general premise of Leprechaun into Mirage Queen. I was originally trying to do it with Rowan and Sunbird. What I didn't realize is that there's a troop that exists that has one shot for this. I completely forgot that Phoenicia's damage output would be high enough for it. Because Rowan's is not. Even with all the armor you could possibly give it, its base value is not going to be enough unless you do it with Firebomb. And then it becomes slower if you do it with Firebomb. Without full bonus next week, you wonder if you could still one-shot? Probably. It's only 2 less damage. Well, I guess technically 4 less damage. Because we're already overkilling. Most of our hits are on average doing about 100 damage right now between our 12 magic that we have off of metals, as well as the 1 per red and 1 per burning. And 100 damage is already way more than enough. Their durability here seems to average around 80 or so. And she's doing about 100 or so. Though that can vary, of course, depending on how many reds are on the board. But no, even without that extra magic, I think she'll still be fine to kill it. Also, some guilds will still be having those extra stats. Of course, every guild has it this week. However, obviously next week you'll need to start buying them. And it costs 5.5 million per bonus. For all the extra bonuses. Though, of course, you get a bunch of other things along the way as well. You get a deed of each color. You end up getting all the keys on every single one of the trees. And whatever their unique reward is. Yeah, this is probably, if I was to farm gnomes with the intention on getting as many gnomes as possible, this is the method I would use. Because it's the quickest trophy rate in the game. We get class XP for something we need to go get leveled. And we are getting the highest rate in the entire game for gnomes, being able to cycle through battles in about 15 to 20 seconds per cycle. As you can see by the fact that this went 10 seconds. Though, of course, if you count all the loading screens, it's closer to 15 to 20. Have you tried Scorpius with Curse option in places other than Urskea? Well, you can use it in places other than Urskea. The easiest way to do that is just have a good memorization of every single thing that has immune to poison in the game, and then only bring it out if they have if they don't have immune to poison. If you do want to go down the route of using him against things that have immune to those, yes, you could go Curse. However, I don't feel like there's a particularly quick option for it. The best one, oddly enough, I feel like is Cursed Effigy. Just because you can end up getting a 4 times curse off of it. That or using that one mythic that curses every round. The nice benefit of Cursed Effigy is if you're not specifically running Mountain Crusher, though you most likely would be, because you'd be running Mountain Crusher, Scorpius, Leprechaun, and oh wait, I just realized you would still need poison though. Oh yeah, how would you fit that onto your team? Never mind. Because you would still need a spot for poison. And hero can't poison viably, unfortunately. At least not with any hero classes that exist at the moment. There's no viable way for hero to poison. There are ways for him to poison through weapons and through perks, but none of them are good. I believe some hero classes have poison on purple, I believe it is. As well as a couple of weapons do it. I believe Assassin even does it on Skull, though that's obviously pointless. Drop Leprechaun? That would reduce down your speed a lot if you drop Leprechaun, though. Though I guess Mountain Crusher, more often than not, can be enough to carry you. But on boards where you don't get a good enough brown start, that could be a problem. Oh, we're on a thingy. Oh, let's do it this way. Probably shouldn't waste on these, but just to cycle it back around, might as well. And easy one-shots. Another token of guard. Like, we don't have enough of those. Actually, technically we don't. We actually need more for the new troops that are coming out on Monday. That reminds me. We do actually need more guards. I lied. We need 18 spares. And we currently have 16. Which means I need 21. Which means we need 5 more. Which means we need 14 more token? No, it's 9 per each. We need 5 more. 9 times 5 is, what is that, 45? And minus 1. We need 44 more tokens of guard. With 44 more tokens of guard, we will be able to go and craft ourselves all of the new traits that are coming out on the new troops on Monday. Not sure if I even am going to go bother upgrading all of them. We don't necessarily have to. However, I definitely want to some of them if we're going to be using them for teams. And to be able to do all 6 of them, you would need, you would end up needing, what's it called? 21 guards. Because each one will require 3. And then you throw a Yasmin or a Cedric as your final one to cover the last level of each one. So you throw 1 guard, 2 guards, and then its 3rd level you throw either a Yasmin or Cedric. I say a Yasmin or a Cedric because there's so many more Cedrics in the game than Yasmins. Because normally you would just do the one that's 1 rarity above. However, actually, that's a weird niche instance where it's actually viable occasionally just to throw the Cedric instead, which is 2 above. Which does waste some of its value, but due to how much more common it is than Yasmins, it might not be a bad way of going about it. Regardless, you would definitely want to do it compared to 3 guards. There is no point in using 3 of the same colored token or same colored metal onto a troop. There is never a single point where you would end up doing that of their rarity, with the only exception being mythics. But every other rarity, you would never end up doing that for its final level. The only other exception possibly being legends. But even in that situation, you probably wouldn't. And the main reason for that is because you'll need your mythics to actually upgrade mythics. So yeah, actually that is one situation where you would. So there's 2. Mythics because it's the highest rarity, and legends because you wouldn't want to use niches on legends. You'd want to save them solely for mythics because of how hard it's going to be to actually upgrade all mythics eventually. I'm not sure what we're actually going to upgrade with our first one once we finally have a 4th Nisha. Because obviously, once we have a 4th Nisha, we can actually upgrade our first mythic at a 100% chance. What we go for, I do not know. One other thing we could do is go use 3 tokens of guard at once. Hope we get lucky. And then, or sorry, not tokens of guard. 3 Cedrics at once. Hope we get lucky off of 11.11% chance, I believe it is, that it would end up upgrading. And then with that luck, end up getting the first upgrade. Then use 2 Nishas. And then at some point eventually use 3 Nishas, but obviously that would take forever. But you can get it done with Cedrics. The only problem is the drop rate is so ridiculously low for it to actually occur. And you'd probably want to have most of the ultra rares in the game upgraded before you even tried gambling on that. Which is one of the reasons why I haven't really upgraded many mythics. Let's see. Let's grab the thing right over there. But if anyone still has any other questions, let me know. Otherwise, after we finish this cycle and get our next chest, I'll probably go and wrap up for the night. Actually, never mind. We're not even doing a method that would give us a actual chest. I guess we'll go change over to Scorpius for the last one. Go to difficulty 12 and clear it out one last time and see if we can get ourselves a Cedric. We still haven't gotten a single Cedric since we've maxed out. Though on difficulty 5, it's actually impossible to get a Cedric. However, we could still use those shards on a higher level and then get a Cedric. However, for what we're doing right now, there is a 0% chance of us getting a Cedric. Actually, you'd have to do at minimum 6, which is actually 1 off. We're currently on 5, but a 6 would be required technically to have any chance of getting a Cedric. Or sorry, did I say Cedric? I meant a Nisha. Salty will be up soon. Oh yeah, you're right. It is a Puzzle Quest night stream. She does do Puzzle Quest tonight, which I still haven't finished out Puzzle Quest. Though I'm pretty sure I'll still finish out Puzzle Quest before her, even though we haven't streamed it a single time in the last like 2 months. We'll still probably beat her. Does anyone know how far she is? How far is she into Puzzle Quest? Like approximately. Does anyone know? Like halfway, like anyone who knows Puzzle Quest enough to kind of know how deep she is. Like, is she halfway, a fourth of the way there? The easiest indication is, has she met that one bull-looking thing yet? If you have no clue what I'm talking about, then you probably, probably not. She's definitely reached the dwarf part, that's for sure. I know that. I'll need to go check her stream. I have no clue how far she's progressed. There's a chance, even though we haven't played it for 2 months, we might still be more progressed than her. Why is it going to be an awkward stream for Salty? Everyone asking her Gems of War questions again? I wouldn't be surprised if that does end up happening. Given that it would be a stream right after the patch, because they haven't streamed since the patch yet. So there's probably going to be a lot of Gems of War patch questions sent to her. Also, she's still not up. She's starting to get as late as me if she's not up yet. She's 5 minutes late if she's not already up. A lot of things can go wrong. In this case, what ended up making me slightly late this time was the encoder wanted to update for whatever reason. And in doing so, it obviously I couldn't start the stream until it was done downloading. I don't know, what are people angry about? This patch wasn't that bad. Like, they had to rebalance some stuff for economy reasons. But overall, it wasn't that bad of a patch. Not one of their better ones. But nothing too controversial really happened this time, I feel. They did tweaks that they needed to do for the economy, and I think most people understand that. What's my Discord? I believe it's finally fixed so that people aren't getting kicked from it. I did not have it on copy-paste, and for whatever reason, I still don't have it in description. I need to go add that. Yeah, could anyone get my Discord link? I don't have Discord open at the moment. Yeah, I need to start advertising that a bit more soon. We do have a Discord, by the way, and I believe the bot has stopped kicking people randomly. So if you do still get kicked from it, do let me know. Because if people are still getting kicked from it, I have no clue what is causing that to happen. Well, obviously one of the bots, but what is making the bot do it, I have no clue. Okay, final battle. The actual final battle, and then we'll go see what's in our chest. And then maybe I'll go catch Salty stream. I don't generally catch her Puzzle Quest streams, but I might tonight. Especially since you might be mentioning stuff related to 4.7 and little mini patches that they might be doing next week. Thank you. Oh, both of you got it at the same time. Okay, let me go add this to my description right now, just so I don't forget. Let's see. I'm gonna put it right below the troop info, I think. I really need to organize my description. It is very, very dated. Some of the things in this thing. Well, all the links are pretty relevant for the most part. However, the way that it's like set up is kind of dated. But anyways, there we go. It's now in the description for all of our future streams. Just mentioned as my Discord. Actually, I should say Tacet's Discord. There we go. Third person. There we go. Okay, let's go get this chest and hopefully it's Anisha. Oh, Salty's live? Okay. I'll go finish out this battle, see what we get from the chest, and then we'll go head over there. I'll go send her thing. She'll probably have some codes. And if anyone could claim codes for me, that'd be great. I'll probably catch the beginning of her stream. I probably won't be for the later part, though. They're probably going to head to bed by then, most likely. So I do have a few things I need to get done tomorrow. Both for the channel and just in general. Okay. So we got that. Nothing good, unfortunately. But let me go get the link. So, Salty, she's streaming right now. Puzzle Quest. We'll be doing that as well in soon TM eventually. But, we'll get around to it. Oh, there's her audio. Whoops. Let me pause that and mute it. Actually, I don't need to... Oh, gosh. Now it's playing an ad, so it made it so it didn't unpause it by clicking on it. Fail. Okay, there we go. But anyways, here's the link to the stream. Salty's going to be doing Puzzle Quest. She'll have a bunch of codes. Everyone go head over there and go say hi to Salty. She's the community manager of Gems of War. And Puzzle Quest is made by the same lead developer of Gems of War. The HD remake was released on Switch a couple months back, and we will be finishing that soon. She's not playing the HD remake because she couldn't figure out how to get the Switch to work on her thing. But she's playing the old version of the game. The old version of the game is available on pretty much everything. Or at least some older consoles. So I believe it's available on PS3, PS3, Xbox, the normal Xbox, not Xbox One, DS, as well as on Steam as the older version. And for the newer version, it's exclusive currently to Switch until they until it comes to other platforms. But it had a initial exclusion only to Switch at the moment. But we will be playing the Switch version more very, very soon. By very, very soon, hopefully some amount of time prior to me going away. I ideally, like I said earlier, want to finish it by the end of this year. But if we have the time, we will. Hopefully we will. But anyways, guys, I'll catch you guys later. Thank you so much for stopping by. Go say hi to Salty on that link. And catch all of you later. We'll be back tomorrow. Keep in mind, I will be a little bit earlier tomorrow. We'll probably be starting around 3 hours prior to now tomorrow. Around 6:30 or 7 or so p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And we'll be streaming for about an hour. And then over to the Game Rewards. Assuming that's the time that's happening. I'll need to go double check exactly when it is. But anyways, guys, catch you later. Have a wonderful time. Best of luck if you're still trying for the Mythic. Keep in mind, tomorrow's the last day that you can go and get it, other than having to get it with diamonds or off of pure luck. So you might want to go and consider getting it tomorrow if you're still looking for it, and if you have some keys laying around and you still want to attempt for it. Though do be wary that Seal Keys will have new Guardian troops in it next week, which are currently not in the drop table. So you will not be able to get those if you try for the Mythic now. So you might want to hold off on those and just use your other keys for now. But anyways, guys, catch you later. Thanks for stopping by. Leave a like if you enjoyed the stream, and go enjoy Salty's stream right over there. And she'll have a bunch of codes as well for Gems of War. Bye, everyone!